Rain pattered on the skylight. Daniel, a gaunt figure hunched over contact sheets, barely noticed. Photography was his solace, his escape. He saw things others missed, a fleeting expression, a hidden alleyway, the silent story in a sunbeam. His camera, an extension of himself, captured these moments, weaving narratives unseen by the naked eye. He believed in the truth, the raw, unfiltered truth that his lens revealed. Daniel wasn't after fame. Recognition held no allure. He craved the feeling of capturing the essence of a moment, of freezing time and emotion within the four corners of a frame. The click of the shutter, the whir of the film advancing, these were the sounds of his passion, his purpose. Each photograph was a piece of a puzzle, a glimpse into the soul of his city. Little did he know, his latest assignment would plunge him into a terrifying puzzle of his own. The assignment seemed mundane. Photograph the renovation of an old theatre. Easy, familiar. Daniel entered the cavernous space, its faded grandeur both haunting and beautiful. Dust motes danced in the air, catching the weak sunlight filtering through boarded-up windows. The air hung heavy with the scent of decay and the ghosts of forgotten performances. He worked methodically, documenting the peeling paint, the crumbling balconies, the vast emptiness of the auditorium. As he reviewed the day's work, a chill snaked down his spine. An anomaly in one photograph, a darkened corner of the balcony, impossible to discern with the naked eye. He adjusted the contrast, his breath catching in his throat. A figure, shrouded in shadow, stared back at him from the print. It was too distinct to be a trick of light, too real to be dismissed. Fear pricked at the edges of his mind, a whisper of danger he couldn't ignore. The next morning, Daniel returned to the theatre, a knot of unease twisting in his gut. He focused on the balcony, meticulously photographing every angle. Each click of the shutter was a hammer blow against the silence. Back in his darkroom, the red light pulsed like a heartbeat. He developed the film, his hands trembling slightly. There it was again. The figure, clearer this time, a man in a fedora, his face obscured by shadows. He spent hours analyzing the image, comparing it with others, searching for any clue to its identity. He noticed a glint in the figure's hand, something metallic. A watch? A weapon? His gut churned with a growing certainty that he had stumbled onto something sinister, something that someone wanted to keep hidden. Days turned into a blurry obsession. Sleep became a luxury he couldn't afford. Daniel delved into city archives, old newspapers, anything related to the theatre's history. He discovered whispers of a scandal, a disappearance decades ago, a case gone cold. A prominent politician last seen leaving the theatre, never to be found. The police had suspected foul play, but could never prove it. His phone rang, shattering the silence. An unknown number, a raspy voice, laced with menace, hissed a warning. "Stay away from the theatre, some things are better left buried." The voice clicked off, leaving a chill that seeped into his bones. Fear warred with a fierce determination. He couldn't let them silence the truth, not while he had breath in his body and film in his camera. The threats escalated. His darkroom was vandalized, equipment smashed, a single photograph left pinned to the wall, a picture of his apartment building, a silent promise of violence to come. Fear became his constant companion, a shadow lurking at the edge of every thought. Yet he couldn't stop, not now. The truth had a way of grabbing hold, of refusing to let go. He intensified his investigation, convinced the figure in the photograph held the key to the politician's disappearance. He scoured libraries, historical societies, even venturing into the city's underbelly, questioning those who lived in the shadows. Each dead end fueled his determination, each threat solidified his resolve. He wouldn't be intimidated, wouldn't be silenced. He would expose the truth, no matter the cost. Late one night, Daniel received a mysterious package, a vintage camera, identical to his own, and a single roll of film. A note was attached. "Meet me at the theatre tonight. Come alone. Bring your camera. The truth awaits." His heart pounded against his ribs. Was this a trap or his chance to finally confront the mystery head-on? He couldn't ignore this opportunity, no matter how dangerous. He loaded the film, his fingers clumsy with anxiety. The night stretched before him, a black canvas upon which his fate would be painted. He hailed a cab, the city lights blurring into streaks of color as he raced towards the derelict theater, towards the truth that beckoned like a siren's call. The air inside the theatre felt heavy, oppressive. Each creak of the floorboards, every rustle of the wind through the broken windows amplified his fear. He climbed the stairs to the balcony, his footsteps echoing in the silence. He reached the spot where the figure had appeared in his photographs, his breath catching in his throat. A single spotlight illuminated the center of the stage, and there, standing in the pool of light, was the figure from his photographs. The man turned, his face finally illuminated, his features etched with a chilling familiarity. It was the missing politician, seemingly untouched by time. The politician spoke, his voice a low, raspy whisper that echoed through the empty theatre. He explained everything, the corruption, the betrayal, the staged disappearance to escape his enemies. He had been living in the shadows ever since, trapped by his past. He handed Daniel a photograph, a picture of a man's face contorted in rage, a single word scrawled on the back: "Tonight." The politician stepped back, his face a mask of despair. "He's coming for me," he whispered. "He's the one who wants me silenced." He looked at Daniel, a plea in his eyes. "Expose him. Show the world the truth." Daniel raised his camera, his finger hovering over the shutter release. This was it, the last shot, the culmination of his obsession, his chance to right a decades-old wrong. He heard footsteps behind him, heavy and menacing. A gruff voice boomed through the theatre. "Don't do it! Put the camera down!" Daniel froze, his finger trembling on the shutter release. In that split second, he had to make a choice: protect himself or expose the truth. The gruff voice came again, closer now, laced with desperation. "He's lying! He's the one who—" The camera clicked, a flash of light, a deafening roar, and then silence. Watch episode 4, Confession Tape, where the real killer may still be recording.